want this all day.
This is Steve Rogers.
Look, just give me a chance.
And he's not
What about my
your
uncle?
typical
Give him
hero.
a
You've been
chance.
eligible on your asthma alone.
You see, most heroes start off with an obvious flaw or lesson that has to be learned. Peter Parker has to learn responsibility, Tony Stark has to learn selflessness, and Thor has to discover himself. Again and again and again.
Round and round in circles we go.
And this is what makes these characters interesting. To see how they change and grow is compelling for audiences. But it's also one of the challenging aspects of writing Steve Rogers, and why he often runs the risk of coming across, well, boring.
This is boring.
Because when
I mean,
we
if
meet
you
Steve,
think about
in-
it, character development wise, he wasn't that boring or that stale. Started off as, you know, scrawny kid with just the goodest heart of all. Got the serum, only amplified the goodness in his heart. Tried to do good, tried to, you know, fight the war. Got frozen, came back, was lost, didn't know what to do with his life. But he could fight, he could whoop ass. So that made him very interesting. Seeing him run hands. You see that opening scene from, hold on. That opening scene in Winter Soldier when he on the boat fighting what's his name from the UFC? Come on, man. The opening scene from Civil War, he drops out of plane, 2 knees to somebody's chest. First day on the job, you over here patrolling, walking around your car, you see a human being flying from the sky, double knee to your chest. He can fight. So he was never born to me. If you want to dig deep, sure. But maybe that's people's problem. Everybody trying to dig deep. Let's just watch something for what it is. Whatever happened to suspended disbelief? I learned that in my theater class. What happened to suspended disbelief? Let's just watch something for what it is. Now, that does not excuse bad writing and poor storytelling and poor character development. That doesn't excuse any of that. I'm just saying, sometimes instead of looking deep at every single aspect of a movie, just watch the movie. Now, this is I can tell this is going to be an interesting video, so I'm not talking mess about this guy. I'm just saying in general because this happened with a lot of you Stranger Things people. Now, I was never a Stranger Things head. I saw season 1 when it came out. When season 2 came out, I didn't watch it. Didn't watch 3. Season 4 dropped. They started doing like the first half, second half, 20 years later. So I did the first half. I'm like, dang, it's kind of cool. Maybe I should go back and watch it. Never did. But season 5 came out, and I was like, okay, I like the beginning of 4. Let me see if I can get back into it. Loved it. Went back. Tried to catch up. Watched the second half. Watched the final episode. Everybody hated on it. Everybody created conformity gate to deal with they hate for the way it ended. I did not see a problem with the ending. Now, when people show the clips on TikTok and it's like, oh, this was terrible and they didn't discuss this, you think about it. When you really think about it, it's like, dang, they didn't do that. Dang, that is terrible. Dang, that is crazy. But if you just watched it for what it was, wallahi, beautiful. Beautiful. I wouldn't say beautiful, but like it was a good watch. It was a good watch.
Captain America, the first Avenger, he's already kind of perfect.
Do you want to kill Nazis?
I don't want to kill anyone. I don't like bullies. I don't care where they're from.
He's got a big heart, and he's also pretty clever.
Nobody's got that flag in 17 years!
Steve doesn't really have a flaw in the way that most heroes do. I mean, other than being a bit skinny, which clearly is nothing that a bunch of steroids can't fix.
Obviously.
And this puts him in a
Give me the Super
strange
Soldier Serum, I
situation.
promise you.
A character that doesn't really have a character.
It amplifies what's already in your side. So like if you're evil, you're just gonna be real evil. If you're good, you're gonna be really good. I don't know what I am. I'd like to say I'm a good person. So I think I'd probably be chaotic neutral. Neutral chaotic. I'll be somewhere in the middle. A great Jedi. You feel me? I'm gonna be good and I'm gonna want to help people as best I can. But I'm not gonna take no shit. So he would take some shit. I'm not gonna take no shit. Hey, I wanna help you. No, fuck you, Captain America. Come on. Like I'm not I'm not with it. You know what I'm saying? But you catch me.
Arc throughout their film. The movie ends with his sacrifice,
I gotta put her in the water.
but he was willing to
Oh,
sacrifice
yeah.
his
Right. He's really good. I don't think I would have put it in the city. Somebody had to go. It ain't gonna be me.
life from the beginning.
Get away! Get back!
And while not really having a character arc might have worked for the first film as it's his introduction, Marvel Studios knew that that wouldn't cut it for future films. They had to find a way to evolve the character. But how? How do you evolve a character that's already perfect? How do you change someone that audiences love precisely because he stays the same? Well, it's simple. You change the world around him.
You've been asleep, Cap, for almost 70 years.
When Steve finally emerges from history's longest ice bath, he wakes up to a world that is very different than the one he left.
Guy's like a Stephen Hawking. He's like a smart person.
I'm down on my luck, she's turning a page. I'm falling in love, she's running away.
He finds familiarity in his work as a soldier.
Must be strange for you, all of this.
Well, this is actually kind of familiar.
But he very quickly realizes things aren't as simple as they used to be. Here, we see the beginnings of Steve's distrust for the government and organizations.
Fury didn't tell me he was calling you in.
Yeah, there's a lot of things Fury doesn't tell you.
During Steve's time, fighting for the government was a no-brainer. The Nazis were bad, and therefore, the American government, who were fighting the Nazis, were on the side of good. Things were more black and white. Steve had less reason to question his superiors, and we see how he brings that same mentality to his work at S.H.I.E.L.D.
We have orders. We should follow them.
But after a little push from his new teammates,
Steve, tell me none of this smells a little funky, do you?
and doing some digging himself, Steve discovers S.H.I.E.L.D's weapons. Learning that there was a secret agenda going on this whole time that he never knew about forces Steve to begin to question how much trust he should be placing in organizations, especially the government. Going back and rewatching the Avengers for this video, I was reminded of just how insane the government actually was. Like, I had completely forgot that they tried to bomb New York in this movie. Seriously.
Yeah.
This dude ordered a nuclear strike as his solution for the aliens.
That was the plan.
Not a great plan.
But while the Avengers saw the beginnings of Steve's evolution as a character, his next film is the one that truly changed him.
What that whole how could I forget? How could I forget the elevator scene? Before we get started, does anybody want to get off? Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse the out of me. I'm on the bad guy team. I got Cap trapped. It's like 12 of us in this elevator. Playing it cool. Yeah, this elevator gonna stop. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Before we get started, does anybody want to get off? Hello? Did that not invoke a little bit of fear in anybody? Are you not terrified of what this man might do to you? He has caught on to our plan and has threatened 12 of us. He knows it's 12 against 1 and he has threatened us. So in his mind, he knows he can win. It don't matter what I believe. It just matters what he believes. And if he believes it, we're all doomed. As soon as he says that, my stuff is on floor 3. We're going to have to go back up. Cannot. I'm going to just press 3. You get off at 2? 3 and 2. Anybody else? Cap, it's my first day on the job. I had no idea. He just told me to grab you. I wasn't gonna punch you for real. And then you take a shield to the face. Like, goodness gracious, man.
In Captain America the Winter Soldier, we continue to see Steve's struggles with the new era he now finds himself in, as his values put him at odds with the modern world.
This isn't freedom. This is fear.
S.H.I.E.L.D. takes the world as it is, not as we'd like it to be. And it's getting damn near past time for you to get with that program, Cap.
He still wants to do the right thing, but finding out what exactly that is getting a bit more complicated.
For as long as I can remember, I just wanted to do what was right. I guess I'm not quite sure what that is anymore.
And this serves as the perfect catalyst for evolving his character. You see, ever since Steve came out of his cold plunge, he's taken refuge and found an identity through his work
My top 3 superheroes when I was a kid. Spider-Man number 1, Wolverine number 2, And my nigga Steve Rogers at number 3. Come on, man.
Shield. He doesn't go on dates or hang out with friends.
All the guys from my barbershop quartet are dead.
Instead, he has his work. And if not for it, he'd be pretty lost.
To be honest, I don't know what I would do with myself.
So when he learns that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been secretly infiltrated by Hydra, that sense of identity is completely taken away, and he realizes that in order to do the right thing, who he is in this world has to change. And so, the Star-Spangled Man is now a fugitive of the government. This is the paradox. Steve himself has not actually changed, but since the world around him has, so has his position in it. And this is what the Russo brothers did so brilliantly. With most characters, to see their growth, we put them in the same situation, and we see how they respond differently. Look at Tony Stark, for example. In the beginning, his situation is a man with access to a lot of power, and we see how he uses that power in not the best way. But by the end of his movie, in the same situation, once again, a man with access to a lot of power, we see that he's now dedicated to using that power in a much more positive way.
I came to realize that I have more to offer this world than just making things that blow up. And that is why, effective immediately, I am shutting down the weapons manufacturer division of Stark International.
And this is typical of a lot of heroes, but with Steve, it's the opposite. Instead of putting him in the same situation and seeing how he responds differently, we actually put him in different situations and see how he always manages to respond the same, doing what he thinks is right, no matter the circumstance or severity of the consequences.
Cat Pass kills some people though. He do got some bodies on his.
It's a price I'm willing
under
to
his
pay.
belt.
Now, during the Winter Soldier, we saw how the privacy of citizens was being violated. But you don't have to worry about that as long as you use ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN encrypts and reroutes 100% of your network traffic through secure servers, so your .com/Elvis24. Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video, and now back to talking about Steve. So if The Winter Soldier is the movie that changed Captain America, then the rest of his journey is the consequences of that change.
Okay. I like where he's going with this. I like this. It's a great video essay. I like that.
Now, admittedly, Age of Ultron doesn't get to fully explore those consequences. It's an Avengers movie, not a Captain America movie, so it's got other things that it's focusing on.
You and Banner better not be playing hide the zucchini.
But that doesn't mean it has nothing to offer for Steve's journey as a character. You see, there's actually secretly been a second character arc happening for Steve this entire time. A longing for the past. As soon as Steve got out of his cryotherapy session and realized he was now in the modern day, his first concern wasn't who won the war or how he survived, but rather,
I had a date.
Signaling his sadness over the life he lost. And that life is something he continues to struggle with throughout his journey. It's why he found a sense of comfort when he realized that Peggy was still living after he woke up.
When I came out of the ice, I thought everyone I had known was gone. I found out she was alive. I was just lucky to have her.
In Age of Ultron, Steve once again confronts this missing part of himself. We see his true desires to go home, back to the life that was stolen from him.
The war's over, Steve. We can go home.
But of course, this fantasy is out of reach. Too good to be true. And so, by the end of the movie, despite what Steve might tell you,
I'm always honest.
He lies to himself.
Family, stability. Guy who wanted all that went in the ice 75 years ago. I think someone else came out.
He's still not ready to admit what he truly wants. And this brings us to Civil War, where we get to see all the consequences of Steve's evolution throughout these movies. By this point, his character has done a...
Were y'all Team Cap or were y'all Team Tony? Be honest with me, don't lie to me. Were you Team Cap or were you Team Tony?
Full...
A suit of armor around the world or let them be free? Now I understand Cap, but we saw the consequences of letting everybody be free, of roaming around doing what we wanted to do. Thanos. And what did Vision say in this movie? I believe said the very thought. Oh no, or it was probably Infinity War. The very thought of power invites power, or the very act of conflict invites conflict. Whatever it is, it's like basically saying us being strong and doing what we do here on Earth invites more strong people. It's just gravity, the law of attraction.
180. He's gone from government poster boy to now a literal criminal. And we see how his past experiences shape his opinion during Civil War. Like a couple years ago, Steve would have probably signed the Accords without much hesitation, but the events of recent years give him a different perspective.
This is the United Nations we're talking about. It's not the World Security Council, it's not SHIELD, it's not Hydra.
No, but it's run by people with agendas, and agendas change.
His character has had a full evolution from one side of the spectrum to the other, while still retaining the core values that made us fall in love with him in the first place.
I could do this all day. I could do this all day.
And that dynamic is what's prevented him from getting boring throughout the story. Standing firm, regardless of the often changing circumstances, keeps him interesting because we get to see just how far Steve is willing to go. He's gonna do what he thinks is right, even if it means going up against his own teammates or holding back a literal helicopter.
Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right, even if the whole world is telling you to move, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye and say no. You move.
And this way of thinking is perfectly contrasted by Natasha. She's willing to sacrifice her values in order to keep the team together.
Staying together is more important than how we stay together.
Steve, on the other hand, is not.
What are we giving up to do it? I'm sorry, Nat. I can't sign.
And of course, we can't move on from Civil War without mentioning the biggest moment for his character arc yet.
Yes.
Okay, so Steve has had a complete arc throughout these movies, so there's only one question left to ask. Can they stick the landing? Yeah, nothing really happens for Steve in this movie, so, moving on. Now, the big challenge for Endgame was wrapping up all these character stories in a way that is truly satisfying and makes sense. I love Tony Stark's ending, but it's also fair to say that his was a little bit more obvious. The man who started off selfish as can be ends his story with a truly selfless act. But Captain America was always going to be a bit more tricky. His journey began with sacrifice, so resolving his story the same way clearly wasn't the route to go. But there was something that Steve needed resolution for: his longing for the past. So far in the story, this is something that's always been out of reach, but thanks to Tony Stark,
a fully functioning time-space GPS.
For the first time, it might not be. When Steve sees Peggy in the past, the life that he lost is now within touching distance. And while the mission isn't done yet, it lays the seeds for Steve's eventual decision at the end of the movie. And speaking of that decision, let's talk about it. Because I know there's a certain group of people that don't really like Steve's ending. They feel like he's abandoning the rest of his teammates and acting out of character. But here's the thing, as far as Steve is concerned, the mission is complete. Like, ever since he came out of the ice, the heroes have been at war. But realistically, that war has always been Thanos. The first Avengers movie was Loki, but he was working for Thanos. The second Avengers was Ultron, but Ultron was created by Tony Stark, who made him largely in response to the threat that Thanos posed. And of course, Infinity War and Endgame were all about the big purple guy. So with Thanos gone, in Steve's mind, the war is finally over.
He's free.
Well, that's right.
He can chill now.
Put the stones back, I thought. Maybe I'll try some of that life Tony was telling me to get.
He's a soldier who at long last gets to go home, except not to a location, but rather a time. The guy who always sacrificed finally gets to put himself first. Truly a happy ending. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, there's more. Just click somewhere on the screen.
Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. W video. And on that note, it is 10:30. 2 hours on the dot streaming. We back on our grind, y'all. I ain't streamed this long in a minuto.